Hey there and welcome back. Today's video is all about Albion Online's new update, the Path of Glory, and how it impacts you as a player. So if you aren't aware, Albion Online is making some quality of life changes that are coming out on July 22nd that are going to change the game up for everyone. I'll be going over what they are and give my opinion on them. Recently, in a previous video, I covered one of the main changes, which is the addition to the journal. If you haven't already, please make sure to check out that video after you get done here. I go into detail on what exactly the journal is and how it benefits solo players. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button for more Albion Online content. If you want to catch me live, make sure to head over to twitch.tv/Donny956 and hit that follow button. Alright, without further ado, let's get into the update. So SBI has made a few changes making different aspects of the game more convenient for both guilds and solo players. The first being allowing guilds to have more than one guild island. As of now, before the update hits, you can only have one guild island. With the new update, guilds will have access to multiple islands. In fact, you'll be able to make one per royal city. Each island's design will match the biome that the royal city resides in. I think overall this is a great update for guilds. Now the next update benefits both solo and group players. You will now have the option to overcharge twice. This means instead of only overcharging for 30 minutes and there being a 15% chance that your gear breaks, you'll be able to overcharge for an entire hour. However, the risk of your gear breaking has increased from 15% to 30%. Now, SBI mentions that this will help players fighting in ZVZs that will normally last over 30 minutes. I personally like the idea of the overcharge being 1 hour instead of 30 minutes. It allows you to accomplish a lot more within that overcharge period. Now, one of the bigger changes that SBI has made is that they have opened all abilities for weapons starting at tier 4. As of now, there are some abilities that you can only use on higher tier weapons like tier 5 or 6. Well, come this update, you'll be able to have access to those abilities on tier 4 weapons. I think it's a great change because it allows players to run different builds at lower tiers, and it makes certain weapons at tier 4 more valuable than before. Now the next update is long overdue. If you're a desktop player, you have probably come across this in the past, that how annoying it can be to use the Destiny board without being able to see everything at once. Well, great news. Albion Online has finally made it where you have control to zoom in and out of the Destiny board, giving you a complete picture of the board. I know that this might not seem like much, but I feel that it's a small thing that makes the game just that much better. Alright, now let's talk about some of the Avalonian road improvements that SBI has implemented. So SBI has stated that they intend to keep their roads to connect players to different territories and provide routes for players at the risk of fighting larger group-sized parties. However, they are making changes to the roads in the hopes to allow more small-scale PvP. SBI stated that they will be standardizing all mobs to be the same tier within a specific road. So this means that if you're in a tier 4 road, all mobs will be the same as that road. Now, they also mentioned that tier 4 roads will be accessible through blue and yellow zones, while tier 6 roads will be accessible through red and black zones, leaving tier 8 zones to be located deep into the roads. Now, one other thing that SBI has changed is that they have reduced the gathering locations in the roads, but have increased the respawn rate of the material to balance this out. With the extra space, SBI will be adding more PvE mobs in the hopes for more small-scale PvP opportunities. They also mentioned that the mobs will now provide less combat fame and give more loot instead. Now the intent is to make the roads less of a leveling area but more of a contested area for that loot. Another update to the roads is that SBI has added tracking in the roads and have created one more rare mob for you to track down for loot. So if tracking is something that you enjoy, you'll be able to take this into the roads. Now the next update is one that has me the most worried, especially for solo players. SBI plans on changing the spawn rates of content depending on the number of players logged into the game. This means during peak times, there will be more content on the map, allowing for more rewards. However, during dead hours of the game, the amount of content will be reduced. This is in the hopes to discourage players that abuse those times to receive the same rewards as others during peak hours. Now, my concern with this is that a lot of solo players use these times to accomplish things in the game, since a lot of content is already controlled by guilds, making it even more difficult for solo players. Now, me personally, I would try to incentivize the dead hours to bring in more players at that time, but you let me know what you think about the updates on how spawn rates will work. Now, lastly, there will be 3 new crystal weapons added to the game. The first being the Twin Slayers, which throws out a ring of daggers, slashing your enemies. This ability looks pretty much and reminds me a lot of Talon's ultimate from League of Legends. The next weapon is the Dreadstorm Monarch, which is a mace that conjures a storm that slows your enemies and shatters their resistances, which also kind of reminds me of Mordekaiser from League of Legends, which, to be honest, I think it's something great that SBI is doing. League of Legends is one of the most popular MOBAs, and taking from a great game like that can only improve your own game. Now the third weapon is the Exalted Staff, which is more like a holy staff, which heals your allies while banishing your enemy's harmful ground area spells. So you'll be able to earn the artifacts to craft these weapons in the upcoming guild season. Alright guys, so overall a lot of great changes are coming to Albion Online. Let me know in the comments how you feel about these changes, how they impact your playing style. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you want to catch me live, make sure to head over to twitch.tv/Donny956 and hit the follow button. Like always, stay epic, stay legendary, and I'll see you in the next one.